What's up, everybody? We're back. Boulder Station, part 2 of the single dozen Fibonacci follow the winner 1 hour test. We just concluded part 1 3 spins ago. Took a little break, made sure I had enough storage. I'm low on battery, but I think we got enough to go. So we're going back in for 28-25, picking up where we left off. This is going to be part 2. Once again, like and subscribe. I hope you guys appreciate this. Let's see if we can get it done again. So we left off, we went in for 25. We left off at 28.25, which is a gain of 13 units. We're doing the follow the winner single dozen Fibonacci. We got our sequence down here. If you missed the first part, I'll put the link in the description down below. We got 1 unit on that first dozen following the winner here. That's the history we're working with. As you can see, I think we left off somewhere right around here. So just a small break just to make sure we had enough storage to keep going. 15 more minutes. Let's go. Let's make it happen. I think our battery's going to make it too, so we're good. But looking for that first dozen. Get off to a good start here. Make sure we have that. All right, first dozen, 1 unit. Let's go, guys. Let's get it. Second part. Ooh, first, there we go. All right, so we're going to get off to a good start on the second part here. We're going to reset the progression. We were on step 1. We're going all the way back to step 1. We are in a loop right now. Let's keep it that way. Gaining those units, so we're up to 28.75, gaining 2 right off the first spin, and that's what we would like to have happen. But once again, I'll put the link in the description down below to the first part. Once I make the third part, I'll put the link in the description down below to that. But we're going to do an hour-long test, and we're in for 25. We're either going to bust it, or we're going to see how many units we made over the hour. So 15 more minutes. This is part 2. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any ideas for future iterations or different ideas, ways to attack or test out different systems. But here we go. Good vibes. Let's make it happen. Looking for that repeat first dozen base units, first level, 25 cents. Let's go. What did we get there? 32. All right, so that's going to be the opposite end of the board. That's a third dozen. And we're going to repeat, moving our bet over. Not much to do other than wait for the spin. And it is a packed, it's a Friday here. It's Formula 1 weekend, so I think all the hotels and casinos are really busy right now. All the tables are full. The stadium gaming's full. We got lots of stuff going on here, lots of action, lots of excitement. Music's not too loud, so we're thankful for that. But here we go. We are on the second step right here, and we're at 25 cent level. I do have my cheat sheet down here for anybody that missed the other parts and you're just joining us now. That's the cheat sheet that we're following. If we go all the way to the end, we'll be broke, but we've actually accumulated some units, so we could withstand some. But once again, we're doing a follow the winner, which entails that we do a repeat of whatever dozen just hit. So we're on the third dozen. We got a 32. Let's get we get a repeat. There we go. So we gained 1 unit. We normally would gain 2 on the first one, but because we're betting the same, we only gain 1. So we are going to be at 29 even. We're in for 25 to begin our session, and we're looking pretty good here. Feeling good. We're going to repeat. Easy peasy, not too complicated. 3 minutes in. Let's keep accumulating those units. And as I was saying in the first one, I usually don't play dozen systems or single dozen systems too often without a hedge, but I kind of do like this one because it has a more mild progression than a martingale, but you are accumulating more units as you go down the scale here, so it is kind of interesting. Sometimes I do see 15 dozens go cold, but if we extended our progression, we could withstand that, so I do think there's a reasonable chance or reasonable expectation of success. So let's go. Let's stay positive. We're looking for that third dozen base unit repeater 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. 24, 1 away. All right, that's a middle dozen, so we're going to be moving over onto that middle dozen now. Repeating the bet, moving over, not adding anything, and now we're on the second step down here. If we get the loss, we're going to be moving over to the other step here. And I was saying this in the other video, the other part before, but technically when you're doing... lost my train of thought, excuse me. Technically, when you're doing a Fibonacci, when you win, you move over 1 spot. When you lose, you move over one spot to the right, and when you lose, you move over 2 spots to the left. In the case that we're playing a single dozen, I'm not going to be moving over 2 spots to the left because that gets kind of extremely risky, especially with the limited amount that we're playing with. Dozens do run cold, so I want to mitigate that kind of extreme loss associated with trying something like that. So we're resetting all the way to the beginning. All right, we get a first dozen there, so that was the second step. And we're moving to the third now, which is 50 cents. So we're going to repeat the bet, and we're going to add 1 and move it over. So we are conforming to our follow the winner, follow the leader, single dozen, Fibonacci, following our sequence and resetting when we get a hit. But once again, guys, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate all the support you've been showing. Smash that thumbs up. It helps out with the algorithm. We really appreciate it. Spread the word. Let's go. Let's get it, guys. Here we go. 50 cent level. We are looking for that first dozen repeater. We just got an 8, 24 before that, 34 before that. Good vibes. Let's make it happen. First dozen coming up. First dozen coming up. Positivity. There we go. 3. We saw it. We envisioned it. We made it happen. Thank you guys for that positive energy. Let's go. All right, so that's going to bring us to 2950, and we're slowly working our way up there. And that's kind of what a system like this is about, accumulating units. I had a subscriber that left some comments saying that he plays this system pretty religiously. Let's drop back down, not forget. He plays the system pretty religiously from what I understand, and it nets him a good profit every time, or most of the time. So, I'm really interested in exploring how far we can take it. Maybe we'll modify it over time, but I do like it. Maybe we'll incorporate it with another system. But once again, we're testing out the limits of it right now, seeing how it works out, seeing the flow of it. And it's always good to have different tools so that every situation that presents itself is unique and you're ready for it. Let's go. Let's get that repeater, single unit, first dozen. Fibonacci. Oh, we get that. We're bouncing back. First to the third. We did have the middle there, but... All right, that's a 31, so that's going to be a third dozen. We're going to move over. We're still on the base units because we're on the second level, so we're at 25 cents, but we're on the third dozen. And we are 6 minutes in, so we are not halfway yet, but we'll be there soon. And we are steady accumulating, not too much trouble. In my first original video that I did, just going over the system, we made it all the way to the 8th step down here. And we made it to the 4th or 5th step once or twice. So interesting to note, we haven't encountered too much variance or too much trouble here. So maybe we just happened to encounter it during that one time, and we'll see how this works out over time. All right, let's go. Let's get it. This is the second step. We're going on a third if we don't get a hit here. Oh, we get the hit. Oh, no, we don't. We moved over to the third, excuse me. So we're going to 50 cents back on the first. All right, so that was the second one. We got all excited for nothing, but that's what happens. Too much going on. Lots of excitement. All right, so we're on the third step. 2 units, 50 cents. Just for reference right there, just in case. And we're on the first dozen because the first dozen just got hit. We had the 11 right there. But we're staying positive. We're going to get it. We're going to keep accumulating, plowing through this. And we don't mind going down in the progression. We just don't want to fall off that edge over there. So I said in the original video, the system video, that it's kind of a battle between good and evil. Evil being on the right side and good being over here. And you always want to end up on the good side. So let's go. Let's get it. We're looking for that first dozen repeater. First dozen repeater. Back to the third. All right, we're playing ping pong here. So we are moving over 1 step. That was 50 cents. So we're adding 1. So we're on the 75 cents. And then we're moving it all the way back over to the third because we got a 34 red right there. So let's see here. We are 4th step, 75 cents, 3 units, third dozen. Let's go, guys. Let's make it happen. We're a little more than 7.5 minutes in. So a little bit more than halfway past the halfway point. Or a little bit more than past the halfway point. Here we go. Having a hard time speaking. Let's make it happen. Good vibes. All right, we're feeling it right here. Give us our third dozen repeater. We're on the 75 cents, 4th step, third dozen, where is it? 7, first dozen. We're ping-ponging back and forth. If we only stuck with one of those dozens, we'd be good right now. But that's how it goes. So we're moving over. We're going to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th level right now, and that's 5 units, and that's 125. So we're going to add that, or repeat the bet, 75, add 50 cents, and moving over to that first dozen, following the leader, hoping for that hit here. We are almost halfway through our progression. First time we've been here. It's kind of ironic. I was just talking about how we were smooth sailing there for a little while. That's what happens. I said in the other video, you don't want to talk about the last run or anything like that, and I think that's when that happened too as well. So from now on, I'm not going to mention things like that. I think most people understand. But we're going to stay positive. We're going to get that first dozen repeater for 125, 5 base units. Let's go. First dozen. There we go, 5. All right, it comes through for us. Power of positivity, that's what we like to see. 9 minutes in, we gained some units there. 250 coming back to us. Clearing it down, that's 125. So we're at 30.25, and we're looking good. So we're resetting all the way back down to the beginning. We have been ping-ponging between that first and third dozen. That's all right. As long as we get a hit in there, we're good. We'll recover. We can move on, keep accumulating, charging forward. So we're resetting all the way back down to the beginning once again. So we go from where we were, which was 125, all the way back here, or here, and we're at 25 cents on the follow the winner. We got a 5, which is the first dozen, so we're repeating that. Let's see if we can make it happen. Let's get another repeater right here. First dozen coming up. Almost 10 minutes in. Let's manifest it, guys. Let's make it happen. Let's go on a good run here. Let's accumulate those units. First dozen. What's going on? Oh, 9. Wow, that got sucked right into there. Power positivity. Thank you guys for helping us out with that. Smash, we gain 2 units. All right, there we go. So that's gonna put us at 30.75. We like that, it's a good number. Feeling good, we're in for 25. We're repeating, simple, easy peasy, resetting the progression. Just gotta be mindful of where you're at. It's not too hard of a system. And once again, it does help to have the cheat sheet here. You might wanna do your steps or the numbers or the sequence, and then you wanna do whatever denominations you're playing by. You can kind of give yourself a cheat sheet so that you're prepared for it. But that's mine right there because I'm doing 25-cent units. So back at it, let's go. First dozen, 25 cents. Let's get another 2 units here. First dozen repeater. Come on, guys, let's make it happen. Oh, we get another one, 3. All right, look at that, power positivity. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that ball had some movement on it, and it went into that first dozen. Didn't look like it was going to, but it ended up there, so. 31.25. Smooth sailing, resetting once again. We are 11 minutes in, and aside from going to that 5th step, we, once again, oh, I shouldn't say that, sorry about that. We're not gonna talk about that. We're learning our lesson. All right, first dozen, base unit, resetting all the way over again. Fibonacci, follow the leader, single dozen. Let's go, let's get it. 4 more minutes for this part. Hopefully we can get up to, let's say 32.50 at least. We're sitting at 31.25 right now with the amount, with the bet we have on the table. Maybe we'll get up to 35 if we're lucky. And we're not gonna get the repeat there. Looks like we finally get something else, which is a middle dozen, 24. All right, so we are going to stick with the base unit, move it over. We're at the second step. Second step involves a 25-cent base unit bet. If we get a loss here, we're moving over to the 3rd step, which is a 2-unit bet on whichever dozen shows up. But staying positive once again, let's get it. But yeah, I do like this overall. You know, I'm kind of feeling it. You know, it's kind of like a cruise control system as long as you're mindful of where you're at. You know, I don't really have too much concern of, I mean, there's always the chance that you could go broke, but that's with any system. But it seems like I could withstand a pretty high amount of variance given the amount of, the proper amount of steps. The subscriber that I was talking about that used it mentioned about 15 steps, I think it was. Oh, 6, so back to the first dozen. I think he mentioned he uses about 15 steps and he never really has much of an issue, so. All right, so we're gonna repeat that. And let's see where we're at, so. Now we are going to the, I think I'm right here, guys. Sorry, I'm losing my mind a little bit. I don't know what's going on right now, but we're on the 3rd step right now, 50-cent level. 2 units. Oh, let's make sure we get that. Didn't want to mess that up. We pulled it off just in the nick of time there. Watch that first dozen's gonna hit. Actually, watch the middle dozen's gonna hit just to spite me for doing that. So here we go. We're 13 minutes in, playing the first dozen. We are at the 3rd level, 50 cents. Let's get it, let's go. Oh, there we go, we get it. Good thing we switched over. And that's gonna be a nice little hit. It's gonna add 150 or 1 to our total, 50 cents on the bet, so 150 coming back to us. 31.75, we are in for 13 minutes. We are going to be dropping back down to the base units. And we're playing that first dozen once again. And I think you guys kind of understand now the flow of the system. I know that a lot of experienced players probably understand what's going on, but for those that are newer to roulette or different systems in general when it comes to roulette, this may be helpful for you. So hopefully we're learning something together, we're feeling it out, and you guys can see how these systems work in a real casino environment on real casino equipment. So once again, like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. Got lots more content coming, different ideas, different videos. It just takes time to make it happen, and unfortunately time is limited. But let's go, let's get that first dozen repeater. There we go, we get a 1. All right, so we are gonna gain 2 units there, and that's nice. That's, I think, the second time that's happened during this part. So part 2, 14 minutes in, we're sitting at 32.25. I think I said I wanted to be at about 32.50. Looks like we're gonna be on track for that. We're entering into the progression now, so we're not gonna end regardless of what happens. But if we do get the hit here, I think we're gonna end it off. Once again, we're 14 minutes in. This will be the second part. If you missed the first part, check the description below for the link. And we'll go into the third part here, but we're looking pretty good. We're in for 25. We're sitting at 32.25 right now with the bet on the table. Let's get that first dozen repeater. It'll be 4 in a row right there. We had the 6, the 7, the 1. Let's see if that first dozen wants to show up again here. Let's get that 12. First dozen, any first dozen. Let's go, guys. Power positivity, 8. Oh, 19, it missed it. All right, so let's finish off this progression. And we're just about that 15-minute mark. We're gonna stick with the base unit, but we're moving over to the middle. We'll see if we'll get up to my 32.50 that I was calculating that we'd be at by the end of this part. And we'll leave it there. I'll check my storage as well as my battery, make sure we have enough to come back, and we'll continue. Let's go. Let's get it. Second step, second middle dozen. Looking to gain 1 unit, and I think that will put me at exactly 32.50. So that would be kind of the perfect end to this part. Let's go. Let's make it happen. 15 minutes in, guys. Power of positivity, searching for that middle dozen repeater. We had the 19. Let's get another one. Get my 17. That would be kind of sweet. Any middle dozen number. Let's go. Any middle number. Oh, 7. That's a first. All right. So unfortunately, we're not going to end it there, but not going to end the progression. We're going to be moving on to the third step, which is a 2-unit bet of 50 cents, and we're going to be moving over to first dozen. And the official time is 15 minutes and 40 seconds. So wherever we end up after this progression is where we're going to be. Let's get it. And also, too, I was asking before, or I mentioned in the other videos, if you guys have any variation of these systems that you play with the Fibonacci or the single dozen Fibonacci, please let me know. I'm into trying different things. I do like using the Fibonacci when it comes to, 2-to-1 bets and whatnot. So we'll try to figure it out. We'll do some different things, some experimenting, find the best way to implement it. Let's get that first dozen repeater, first dozen 29. That's not going to do it. So we're going to be moving over 1 step to the 4th level, which is 3 units. Add that. Let's move over to that 3rd dozen. Staying consistent. Follow the winner. Finish off this progression. See where it puts us. We are going to be gaining a little bit more units now. Before we would have ended off at the 32.50 mark, but I think we're going to end up higher than that now because we are going into our progression a little more. And that is the beauty of this more mild progression. It's not as steep as the martingale, but you do accumulate more units as you go into your progression. So another thing to keep in mind if you're considering using this approach. All right, let's go. 75 cents, 3 units, 4th step, 3rd dozen, follow the winner, Fibonacci. Let's get it. Let's get it right here. 3rd dozen, seal it. First dozen. We're going all the way back to the first now. All right, so repeating, we'll see that we're at 75 cents. Looking at our cheat sheet, we need to be at 125 for the next level. So we're adding 50 cents and we're moving it all the way over to that first dozen. And I think we visited this level 1 time before. Yep, we were here once before. This is the farthest we made it. Let's hope that this is the farthest that we are going to go or are going to get. Let's get that win right here. We will pick up some more units. We're 17 and a half minutes in of part 2. Looking for that first dozen repeater. We just had a 7. Actually, look at this. We had, wow, look at 7 there, 7 there, 7 there, 7 there. So 4 7s within 12 spins. That's insane. Let's go. Let's get a first dozen. First dozen seems to be hot. Let's smash it. 125 in play. Let's get it. First dozen, 22. That's a middle dozen. All right, so we are going into our progression, the furthest that we've gone so far. And let's see here. We are repeating the bet. We're moving it over. And 125, we need to add 75 cents to be at the level that we need to be at on that middle dozen. And that is 8 units total. And that is the 6th step. We have 9 steps available to us, so 3 more after this. But we're going to smash that middle dozen. Let's use that power of positivity. I need you guys to manifest it. Help me out with that good energy that you did before. Let's make it happen. We're feeling good. Fibonacci, single dozen. Let's go. Follow the winner. Smash that middle dozen repeater. We got a 22. We're looking for any middle dozen number. Let's go. Let's get it, guys. Here we go. Middle dozen. Come through. There we go. Wow. What a sweat. We had 3 more steps left. We get it. We get the 24. That's going to pay us $4. Bringing that down, that puts us at $33.25. So we're 75 cents above where we would have been had we got the win on that 2nd level. And we are going to cash out there. We're 19 minutes in, so we're hitting the cash out button. This is going to be part 2. If you guys missed part 1, I'll put the link down below. This is part 2. Come back, check back for part 3. But we started the 1-hour challenge at 25. We're up to 33.25, concluding part 2. Once again, we're at Boulder Station. Like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Until next part.